We're going to turn next to the coronavirus here in the U.S. There is news on several fronts tonight how one of the vaccines, the Pfizer vaccine, is doing against one of the worrisome variants, the Brazil variant. Also, with this new guidance on fully vaccinated Americans, grandparents, for one, can now visit family as long as no one is high risk. But tonight, authorities do want Americans to remain vigilant about these variants. New York now lowering eligibility for one to 60-year-olds this week. Florida announcing they will do the same. And here are the numbers tonight. More than 61,027,000 have received at least one dose. That's nearly 24% of adults in this country. In fact, our Eva Pilgrim tonight with access to a hospital with a full ICU. It's a bit of a reality check that this virus is still dangerous and spreading.
Tonight, a year into the pandemic, the fight against the virus still being waged at Hackensack University Medical Center in New Jersey.
So these two patients are really sick.
They've seen the most COVID cases in the state, no longer filling 3 units as it did in its peak, but still filling 1 and creating strains on its staff. The severity of COVID still persistent.
I do see out in the public that people are more lax and not seeing behind these 4 walls what's going on. I think they would think differently if they were able to see what we're going through back in the ICUs.
So you guys are still going through it?
Absolutely. Every day. It's a challenge.
Across the river, New York, now the latest state to lower its vaccine eligibility age to 60 and above. With more Americans becoming eligible for the vaccine, public health officials stressing just how much is at stake.
How quickly we vaccinate versus whether we have another surge really relies on what happens in March and April.
The U.S. averaging more than 2 million shots a day. Roughly 10% of U.S. adults are fully vaccinated. And now preliminary data indicates the Pfizer vaccine is also likely effective against the worrisome Brazil strain, now present in at least 11 states. And in Houston, officials saying wastewater samples show the more contagious UK variant is rampant in the city. The variant now responsible for 1 death in Connecticut, cases of the strain nearly doubling there. This as the CDC issues new guidelines saying 2 weeks after their last dose, fully vaccinated grandparents can visit with and hug family members that aren't vaccinated, as long as they are not high risk for COVID.
So this is going to be exciting. After the first shot, the second shot, then we could, after 2 weeks, we could see the grandchildren again.
Very hopeful for grandparents across this country. Let's get right back to Eva Pilgrim with us again tonight, this time from Hackensack, New Jersey. And Eva, those images from that ICU are really a stark reminder for us all. In the meantime, there's also news tonight, this new study on the so-called long haulers. We're going to stay on this. Those who are still battling the long-term effects of the virus.
That's right, David. This new study has not yet been peer-reviewed, but it found that nearly 32% of long haulers had no symptoms in the first 10 days after testing positive. That means they were asymptomatic in the beginning, but yet still are dealing with these long-term effects. The NIH has launched a major initiative to find treatments, but also to find a way to prevent this. David.
A lot more study on that to come. Eva Pilgrim. Eva, thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.